I thought we were going to talk about the future of man.
Yes.
I mean, really, when we talk about man, we're talking about humanity.
The whole of mankind.
Whole of mankind. Not the British, or the French, or the Russian, or the American, but the whole of
the future is all interlinked now, anyway.
As things are, but from what one observes, the world has become tremendously dangerous.
Yes.
Terrorists, wars, and the national divisions and racial divisions. Some dictators who want to destroy the world and so on and so on. And also religiously there is tremendous separation.
Yes, and I think there's the economic crisis and the ecological crisis.
Yes,
which
ecological and economic problems. Problems that seem to be multiplying more and more. So, what's the future for man? What's the future of not only the present generation, but the coming generation?
Yes, well, the future looks very grim.
Very grim. If you were quite young, and I was quite young, what would we do, knowing all this? What would be our reaction? What would be our life, our way of earning a livelihood and so on?
Yes, well, I've often thought of that. For example, I've asked myself, would I go into science again?
Yes.
And I'm not at all certain now, because science does not seem to be relevant to this crisis.
No. They're, on the contrary, they're helping.
It makes it worse, yeah?
Yes, they're helping.
It might help, but in fact it isn't, right?
So what would you do? I think I would stick to what I'm doing.
Well, that would be easy for you.
For me, quite easy.
But there are several problems, of course. I don't know if you want to discuss them. If a person is just starting out, he has to make a living, right?
Of course.
Now, there are very few opportunities now, and most of these are in jobs which are very limited.
Limited and unemployment right throughout the world.
Yes.
I wonder what you would do, knowing that the future is grim, very depressing, dangerous, and so uncertain. Where would you begin?
Yes, well, I think one would have to stand back from all these particular problems of my own needs and the needs of the people around me.
Are you saying one should really forget oneself for the time being?
Yes.
Even if I did forget myself, and when I look at this world in which I'm going to live, I know have some kind of career or a profession, and the unemployment, what would I do? This is a problem that I think most young people are facing.
Yes, it's clear. Well, have you something that you would suggest?
Huh?
Is there something you could suggest?
See, I think in terms, I don't think in terms of evolution.
Yes, I understand that. That's a point that I was expecting we would discuss.
Huh?
I was expecting we would discuss that.
Yes, I don't think there is psychological evolution at all.
Yes. Now, we've discussed this quite often, so I think I understand to some extent what you mean, but I think the people who are new to this, who are viewing this tape, are not going to understand.
We'll discuss it, but I want to discuss this whole question, if you will. Why are we concerned about the future?
Yes, well,
only the whole future is now.
Yes, in some sense, the whole future is now, but we have to make that clear. It goes very much against the whole way of thinking of the tradition of mankind that all of us have been exposed to.
Mankind thinks in terms of evolution, continuance, and
maybe we could approach it another way. That is, evolution seems in the present era to be the most natural way to think. And so I would like to ask you, what objections do you have to thinking in terms of evolution? Now, could I explain a point that has many meanings, this word evolution?
Of course. So we are talking psychologically.
Yes. Now, the first point is let's dispose of physical evolution.
Acorn will go into an oak.
Well, also the species have evolved, for example, from the plants to the animals and to man.
Then we have taken a million years to be what we are.
Now, you have no question that has happened, right?
No, that has happened.
And it may continue to happen.
Yes, that's evolution.
Yes, now that is a valid process.
Of course, that's a valid, natural process.
Yes, it takes place in time.
Yes.
And therefore, in that region, past, present, and future are important, right?
Yes, obviously. I don't know a certain language. I need time to learn it.
Well, also, it takes time to improve the brain. See, if the brain started out small with a certain, and then it got bigger and bigger, that took a million years.
And become much more complex.
Yes.
And so on. So all that needs time.
Yes.
All that is movement in space and time.
Yes, so you will admit physical time and neurophysiological time.
Neurophysiological, absolutely, of course.
Now,
any sane man would.
Yes, but now most people also admit psychological time, or what we call mental time. Right?
Yes, that's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
But there is such thing as psychological tomorrow, psychological evolution.
Yes, now, at first sight, I'm afraid this will sound strange. You see, that it seems I can remember yesterday, and there's tomorrow I can anticipate, and it has happened many times from days that succeeded each other.
Yes.
So I do have the experience of time, you see, from yesterday to today to tomorrow, right?
Of course, of course.
Now
that's simple enough.
That's simple enough. Now, what is it you're denying, you see?
I deny that I will be something, become better.
That I can change and be. But now there are two ways of looking at that. See, one way is, will I intentionally become better because I'm trying? Or secondly, some people feel that evolution is a kind of a natural, inevitable process in which we are being swept along like in a current, and we are perhaps becoming better or worse, or something is happening to us.
Psychologically.
Yeah, but psychologically, which takes time, which may not be the result of my trying to become better. Or it may or may not be. Some people may think one way, some another. But are you denying also that there's a sort of a natural psychological evolution as there was a natural biological evolution?
I'm denying that, yes.
Yes. Now, why do you deny it?
Because first of all, what is the psyche?
Yes.
The me, the ego, and so on. What is it?
Yes, well, now, the word psyche has many meanings. It may mean the mind, for example. Now, do you mean by that the ego is the same thing?
The ego. I'm talking of the ego, the me.
Yes. Now, some people who are thinking of evolution are thinking there will be an evolution